So it's my privilege to welcome Dr. Bhalla. He's my co-buddy on the Chairman Scientific Committee team. And Dr. Bhalla is going to talk about indications for EDOF lenses.
EDOF lens. At the outset, I'm thankful to Dr. Partha Biswas sir, Monideepa ma'am and the team Trenetralaya for giving this opportunity. My job has been made easier by the talk of Dr. Ranjan sir, and I'm going to talk on when to do EDOF lenses. We all know that times keep changing and the dear and distant relatives have somewhat been taken over by intermediaries, and same is true for distant and near vision. We are more dependent on intermediate vision now. And what is the scientific rationale for intermediate distance? We will find that most of the activities we indulge in during the present era, like reading a tablet, computer, laptop, computer monitor, you will find that they vary, the distance varies between 40 to 63 centimeters. And this was a very interesting statistics that about 760 million Indians are now active internet user, and this figure is going to rise to about 900 million by 2025. So intermediate distance working is the need of the hour. So before we undertake surgery and decide what type of IOL has to be implanted, this is a very small questionnaire. We need to know about the occupation of the patient, what are the hobbies, activities, whether he wants to read books at near distance or he wants to watch TV, iPad, computer, how much night driving he indulges in, and has he undergone a keratorefractive procedure earlier, and is there any ocular comorbidity like glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy or dry eye, and does he want to be totally spectacle independent, or he does not mind using some addition for the near vision work. So why do we need EDOF IOL? As when IOL was invented, the basic casualties were the near and intermediate vision. When we came with multifocal IOLs and trifocal IOLs, they were very good addition, but the major drawback was glare and halos. And then EDOF IOL, when they came, they eliminated this halo effect to some extent. So what are the EDOF IOLs? The basic principle of EDOF IOL is to create a single elongated focal point, and this enhances the depth of the focus. As was pointed out by Dr. Pranav Ranjan sir, the single focus is there in monofocal lenses, whereas in the second slide, second diagram, you see there are two focus in the multifocal IOLs, and in EDOF IOL you will find that there is a elongated depth of focus. So American Academy says the key principle of EDOF lenses is a single elongated contiguous focal point that enhances the depth of the focus. Why elongated focus? Because it eliminates the overlapping of near and far images, and this overlapping of near far images is the main reason for having halo effect. And why continuous range of focus? Again, it avoids the presence of secondary out of focus images, and this elimination of secondary out of focus images again eliminates the halos. So it was natural that in 2014 they gained acceptance in Europe, and 2016 FDA gave approval to the EDOF lenses. One thing we have to differentiate is there is difference between depth of focus and depth of field. Depth of focus is within the eye, whereas depth of field is in the field of vision. So they are not interchangeable terms like extended depth of focus and extended depth of field. If you ask me, they are actually extended depth of field lenses. So what are the types of these EDOF lenses? One is pure lens and one is hybrid EDOF lens. Pure EDOF lens totally employs spherical aberration based optics or the pinhole effect, whereas hybrid, besides these properties of spherical aberration base and pinhole, they also employ the principle of diffractive, refractive or combined diffractive refractive. And so this is one classification which shows that spherical aberration based EDOF lenses, prototype Technis eye hands, then using pinhole effect is Morscher. Then on the second side you find that the hybrid ones, which have EDOF along with diffractive is Technis Symphony. Then hybrid refractive EDOF is Lentis, and refractive diffractive with EDOF is Technis Synergy. So small aperture EDOF lenses, as you see, what they do is they have very small rays of light coming in, and the main casualties, there is loss of contrast. And in extended depth of effect lens, what happens is either there is diffractive optics, or as in Vivity, there is X-wave technology which stretches and shifts lights without splitting, and so there is change in curvature in the central 2 millimeter of the lenses. So EDOF lenses using pinhole effect, they are non-pupil dependent, and increase in depth is particularly evident in the photopic condition. And what are these indications of these pinhole effect EDOF lenses? Particularly good in patients having post-RK, post-penetrating keratoplasty, or having keratoconus. In Vivity lens, it's a hydrophobic lens with refractive index of 1.55, high refractive index, and the depth of focus is 1.5 to 2.5. You will find there is extended depth of focus, but main thing is there is loss of contrast, because that is the price we have to pay for increasing depth of the focus. And if we compare these two lenses, Eyehance and Vivity, you find that Eyehance gives you depth of focus of 0.5 diopter compared to Vivity, which gives you depth of focus of 1.5 diopter. So if you want to practice monovision, you have to aim with Eyehance about minus 1.25 diopter compared to just 0.5 diopter with Vivity. And the range of intermediate range with Eyehance is 60 centimeter compared to Vivity, which is 40 to 50 centimeter. So if we compare trifocal versus EDOF, there are good and bad points about both. Intermediate vision is better with the EDOF compared to trifocal. Trifocal gives you better spectacle independence, but then at the cost of photic phenomena like glare and halo, which is more with trifocal in contrast to EDOF lenses. This is again a slide which compares Vivity with panoptics, which again reinforces what I've already said. If you compare contrast sensitivity, best contrast sensitivity is given by monofocal, second in the line is EDOF, trifocal, the contrast sensitivity is much less compared to these two lenses. And this is a very good slide which says that night vision is better with the EDOF lenses compared to those with trifocal lenses. So what should we do? Can we do hybrid vision like we used to do earlier, different types of multifocal IOLs? One indication is you can combine EDOF lenses with trifocal so that you have best of both the fields. So what are the indications for EDOF IOLs? Type 1 I have classified is patients who are active. They need daily driving. They work on intermediate distance like computer, tablet, mobile phone, and are willing to use near vision glasses, and they cannot compromise on night vision. Then the indication is strictly EDOF type of lenses. This is in comparison to type 2 who do lot of reading work, they do not drive at night, and they want complete spectacle independence. Then you have to use trifocal lenses like panoptics. And again, in non-pristine eyes with mild irregular astigmatism, just last few slides, sir. Irregular astigmatism, mild dryness, mild ARMD, you can still try Vivity and Eyehance, and then you can work best with mini monovision. In a patient having little bit of retina pathology, non-diffractive EDOF lenses can be tried. So I'll just summarize. If you have lot of near vision requirements, then trifocal lenses, and patient want better quality of vision, then you have to switch to EDOF lenses. Lifestyle, if patient does lot of night driving, then it is better to give either monofocal or EDOF lenses. Don't try trifocal in these because the patient will be really incapacitated by the glare and halos. So which IOL to choose from? I've just classified some of these professions. If you want to have intermediate vision like in chef, like in IT professionals, please use EDOF lenses. And patients like writer, who want lot of near vision activities, trifocal lenses. Actors who want spectacle independence, trifocal lenses. Drivers who want to do night driving, either use monofocal or EDOF lenses. Housewives, they want spectacle independence. You can use either of these three, monofocal, trifocal or multifocal. And which IOL should be used for ophthalmic surgeons? There was an interesting article which was published in Eye in 2019, and they found that despite the fact more than 60% of these ophthalmic surgeons were implanting presbyopia correcting lenses, but when they were asked what lens will you get implanted in your eyes, and surprisingly they said monofocal lens and not these presbyopia correcting lenses. So this again suggests that for ophthalmic surgeons, the quality of vision is more important to the ophthalmic surgeons than spectacle independence. So these are relative contraindications. I won't go into the details like ARMD, ERM, diabetic macular edema, uveitis, corneal scar, higher order aberration, more than 0.5, advanced glaucoma, and of course type A, personality trait. So take home messages for increased spectacle independence after surgery. Multifocal and EDOF lenses both can be used, but better will be trifocal lenses. So no single EDOF or trifocal lenses suit all patients' needs. Choose appropriate IOL for each individual, and surgery needs to be customized. And patient also take into account what are the patient-centered considerations: visual goals, lifestyle, personality, profession, hobbies. So trifocal lenses provide more spectacle independence at the price of more photic phenomena like glare and halos, whereas EDOF lenses are associated with better quality of vision but suboptimal near vision activity. So holistic approach is required. Please under-promise and over-deliver. That should be the rule. And this slide really summarizes what I have said till now. If you want to do intermediate activities like computer, laptop, you want to do hobbies like fishing, golfing, then intermediate vision is required. EDOF lenses is the answer. But in actors or night driving and ophthalmic surgeons, then use of these lenses may be questionable. I leave it to the judgment of all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. S Bhalla, for your excellent presentation and giving very clear-cut message that what is expected after even implantation of. You also said about trifocal versus EDOF IOL. That what is the expected outcome.
Yes, sir.
And I agree with you that intermediate vision is one of the most important. So many professionals may need only intermediate vision.
Yeah.
Of course, distance and near vision is also equally important.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bhalla.